Hi, this is Jeff Stack from Home Watch Neighbor with another installment of how to prepare your home for departure before you head out of town for the warm summer months. Continuing along the lines of shutting off the water to the home, we will turn off the water for this particular home at the water softener level. In this particular home, it's a little different than the previous home. We're going to actually shut it off as part of the water softener system itself, as opposed to the gate valve that you saw in the previous episode. We're here today at a single-family home, and each single-family home is plumbed somewhat differently, but I'm going to show you how we turn off the water to this seasonal residence home. And this is quite typical for Arizona. You see the water source coming in from the city is down here. This is called a gate valve. The water comes past this gate valve and goes here to the fire suppression system, up through here to the pressure control system, up through here for the landscaping, and if you had continued this way, that'd be the water source for the house. So if you notice, if we turn this water off at this location, the fire suppression system is cut off, the landscaping is cut off, and the home is cut off. And that is not what we're after. What we really want to have done here and what we want to accomplish is to turn off the water to the home while the fire suppression system stays on, of course, while the landscaping gets water, of course, and while the home gets no water. And I'll show you how we do that in just a minute. As you've seen, often in Arizona, we don't have the ability to turn the water off at the water main location, because if we do, we're turning off the water to more locations than we really want. So we have an alternative that we can use, and that is to turn the water off at the water softener. So you'll see here, I'll come above, you see the arrow on this valve is pointing this way. That's the water coming into the unit. This arrow is pointing back to the house. It's going out of the water softener, and all you need to do to turn the water off to the house is to gently and gingerly turn this valve to the off position, and you see this one's actually been labeled off. Now the water is off to the home, even though the fire suppression system is still activated and the landscaping is still getting water. The water is now off to the entire home, with the exception of the cold water in the kitchen sink. The kitchen, and once again we've turned off the water at the water softener, and that should indicate that the water is off everywhere in the home except for the cold water in the kitchen sink. And here we are at the kitchen sink. That's the hot water. Sorry, that's the hot water. That is no longer running, and then here's the cold water, which continues to flow. So once again, that's a good place to cut off the water to your residence when you're not here. So as you have seen, there's more than one way to turn the water off at the water softener level. In our first video, we turned it off with a gate valve, and in this video, we turned it off on the water softener itself. In our next episode, we'll show you how to turn it off at the source of the water itself.